Good morning and welcome to the morning analysis on Friday the 3rd of September, non-farm Friday, Labour Day, and as Mystic Mike has very kindly pointed out, some very interesting facts for the day, a 2-year repeatable cycle. I want to obviously start, we all know it's non-farm today at 1:30 UK time, obviously 2:30 my time, hence the reason you see 2:30 on this screen. But this morning we have a couple of figures we need to be aware of. At 8:15 your time, we have Swiss CPI month on month, expected out at a better figure, but again, not something that's going to make a huge impact on the market, I don't think. Moving through into 9 AM, we have final services PMI. Again, not a huge figure, so nothing to worry about there. The biggest one this morning we have is this 9:30 cable or sterling services PMI. Now, naturally, this is a figure that concerns me quite a lot, and could lead to quite a lot of sterling strength or weakness today. The services sector, as I'm sure you all have all read and heard over the last 2 years in the UK, has shrunk massively, and this will give us a real indicator of how the services industry or sector is holding up at the moment. A negative figure on the services PMI would be bad news indeed. It would show a continual contraction of the services sector, and therefore sterling will start to weaken. Considering 65 or 70% of our business in the UK is on services, I think that we need to be very, very concerned about the figure that could come from here. Anyway, moving forward from there, we have retail sales from Europe as a whole month on month at 10 o'clock. And that will be looking for a better figure. Obviously, I think we all know that retail sales have been climbing as of late. But then the big one this afternoon, non-farm employment change, as you can see, expected to be slightly better than previous. If it's worse than that, then we are going to be looking at some strong dollar. Followed by at 3 o'clock, ISM manufacturing, non-manufacturing PMI. Again, that'll be another big figure this afternoon. So I don't really want to try and predict anything this afternoon. It's not for me to do that on these sort of figures. It's for me to get my stops to break even and walk away. So now that we know the news, let's have a quick look at our charts. Quite simply put, what's anyone going to say about euro dollar? Any views on euro up here? Put her on the 4-hourly chart. Massive consolidation, lack of momentum, up at a major selling zone or buying zone, whichever way you look at it, above the daily 20 or below the daily 20. For me, everything here is just getting ready for a fall, and that's what I'm waiting for, and when it comes in, I'll be ready to jump on the back of it. If I can get up to my monthly pivot at some point, I will be looking for a trade-off there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go with a break of 127.70 and wait for the pullback into that to go short. Okay, so euro dollar to me has just been absolutely idle and very, very difficult to trade the last 2 days. You can see stuck in this range between 127.70 and 128.40. So difficult to trade. Upper and lower resistance, you can quite easily trade that. If she moves back up to 128.40 this morning, you can quite happily look for shorts off there playing back down towards this level, as long as you're out by the time the news comes this afternoon, just for safety's sake. Euro dollar is not easy to trade at the moment. You just have to leave her to do her thing and let her get on with it. On to cable, and obviously we just talked about that services PMI figure coming out this morning. As you can see, sterling did hold on to that support level last night, and she has made a little bit of an attack or an impression on 154.40 again. Not a lot and not really a huge amount to talk about. We are still overbought, overbought, and it does look like we could see, if we get another failure off this 154.40 level, we could see further falls off. However, what I would be looking for today, if I can, will be a move back up towards 154.70 and be looking for possible resistance up there for further moves to the south, primarily because that is a key support level, resistance level, and hopefully by that time we would have everything agreeing with possible positions to the south. It may not be something I take, but it's something I am watching for, and I'll keep you up to date. Okay, across to our other pairs, we can start with dollar CAD. Well, our position's still live, so I have very little view to the south. I'm not looking to trade off this 4-hourly 20. We know it's going to be difficult for us to get through it. Yep, it's the midpoint of the overall range on dollar CAD, i.e. the range between 106.60 and 104.85, and we can quite clearly see that we are going to have a little bit of resistance up at this level, but all it's going to take is one simple break through that, which is going to push us, if we can get through 105.55, it's going to push us straight back up towards 106.40. So I'm remaining long for now. As I said, by 9 AM this morning, if I haven't got the move I wanted, then I will be looking to close the trade out or just bring the stop really, really tight before the news this afternoon. With regards to adding positions, not anymore for me. At this stage, it's just make or break, hero or zero. I am looking for the break up at some point this morning to show us the move towards 106.40. On to Aussie dollar, and I'm sure some of you are breathing a sigh of relief this morning. I certainly was when I got home and looked at it. We saw very, very, very close to taking my stop loss on this up at 91.25. In fact, I think I got as high as 93, inclusive of spread, and I was just sitting there sweating, waiting for this to close me out and take the position away from me. However, overnight trading was good to us. Still, the uncertainty in Australia about the election meant that we have seen the pullback off this zone. Now that we've got that, as I said, stop to break even, and I'm just going to let it go. I believe in dollar strength, and I believe we'll see that coming back in today. If it does, then I believe we can make a move back down towards this monthly pivot on Aussie dollar. Okay, so I have preset a target at 89.77. In fact, that's wrong. One sec. I'll tell you right away. No, sorry, my target is 89.80. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for there. I don't need to discuss it. Yes, there was a possible entry just a couple of minutes ago on this pullback here to the maybe silver cross RBSX, 60-minute 20 through daily pivot, all looking good, great. Okay, on to dollar Swiss. Put her on a 15-minute chart because I think that's the easiest way to view this at the moment. We are finding a lot of support down here. We're not seeing any sort of big moves pushing us out of the range and off the lower support and parity level. So the order remains at this 101.0050 level for the time being, as I expect to be able to see a move down pushing to retest these lows before any bounces back up. So the order remains on, and I'm just going to leave her to do her business. With regards to any other pairs, I'm afraid as it's a non-farm Friday, I see very, very little indeed. Mike will no doubt keep you up to date with cable, and I will see if I can do anything on euro if she comes to the correct levels. Okay.